Once upon a time, in a small, quaint town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, lived a woman named Clara. She was known for her warm heart, welcoming smile, and the unconditional love she held for her husband, Richard. The couple had been happily married for many years, creating a life filled with laughter and shared dreams. However, one gloomy evening, the winds of change began to blow through their picturesque town. An ancient, mysterious artifact had been discovered in the nearby woods by a group of curious teenagers. The artifact, a peculiar-looking amulet, emitted an otherworldly glow that drew them in like moths to a flame. Little did they know, the amulet held a malevolent force, ready to unleash chaos upon the unsuspecting town. One of the teenagers, a mischievous boy named Jake, decided to give the amulet a sinister purpose. With a twisted grin, he devised a plan to use its dark powers to manipulate the emotions and identities of those around him. Unbeknownst to Clara, Richard was the unwitting target of Jake's malevolent scheme. One fateful night, as the moon hung low in the sky, Jake enacted his plan. He stealthily approached Richard while he was sleeping, placing the cursed amulet around his neck. The moment it made contact with his skin, a surge of unnatural energy coursed through Richard's veins. His eyes glowed with an eerie light as he was transformed into something far from human. The next morning, Clara woke up to a world that seemed subtly different. Her once loving and affectionate husband had become distant and aloof. Richard's once warm eyes now held an emptiness that sent shivers down Clara's spine. She tried to reach out to him, but it was as if an invisible barrier separated them. As days turned into weeks, Clara grew increasingly desperate to understand what had happened to the man she loved. Richard's behavior became erratic and unpredictable. He would disappear for hours on end, returning with a vacant stare and a coldness that chilled Clara to the bone. One night, unable to bear the loneliness any longer, Clara followed Richard into the heart of the woods. As she approached a clearing bathed in an otherworldly glow, she witnessed a horrifying sight. Richard stood there, surrounded by shadows, his body contorting and changing as if he were a puppet being manipulated by an unseen force. Tears streaming down her face, Clara realized the truth. The man she once knew was no longer human. He had become a vessel for the malevolent entity that lurked within the cursed amulet. The darkness within Richard whispered wicked secrets to Clara, revealing the depths of the tragedy that had befallen them. Desperate to free her husband from the clutches of the ancient artifact, Clara sought the help of the town's elders. Together, they delved into the mysteries of the amulet's origins, discovering a long-forgotten legend that foretold of a malevolent force seeking to consume the souls of the living. The elders and Clara embarked on a perilous quest to break the curse that bound Richard to the amulet. Guided by ancient texts and protected by enchantments, they faced numerous trials and tribulations. Each step brought them closer to the heart of darkness, where the true nature of the malevolent entity awaited. As they reached the climax of their journey, Clara confronted the entity within the amulet. A fierce battle ensued, with Clara wielding the strength of her love and determination against the malevolent force that had taken her husband. In a moment of heart-wrenching sacrifice, Clara shattered the amulet, breaking the curse that had ensnared Richard's soul. The darkness receded, leaving Clara kneeling beside her husband, who slowly returned to his human form. The love that had once bound them together triumphed over the ancient evil that sought to tear them apart. As the first light of dawn broke through the trees, Clara and Richard held each other, grateful to have emerged from the shadows stronger than ever before. The cursed amulet, now shattered and powerless, was cast into the depths of the forest, never to haunt the town again. The tale of Clara and Richard's harrowing ordeal became a cautionary legend, a reminder of the enduring power of love in the face of unimaginable darkness. Despite the victory over the malevolent force, the town bore the scars of the supernatural battle. Whispers of the cursed amulet and the darkness it unleashed lingered among the townspeople, casting a shadow over their once idyllic lives. Clara and Richard, though reunited, found that the trauma of their ordeal had changed them. Richard, haunted by the memories of his time as a vessel for darkness, struggled to shake off the residual effects of the malevolent entity. Nightmares plagued his sleep, and he would often wake in a cold sweat, fearing the return of the cursed amulet. Clara, too, carried the weight of the experience. The once vibrant and carefree woman had become more guarded, her sunny disposition dulled by the trauma they had faced. The couple attended counseling, seeking solace and guidance to mend the fractures that had formed during their journey through the supernatural. As the town tried to move on from the dark chapter in its history, strange occurrences continued to unfold. Unexplained phenomena, echoes of the malevolent force's lingering presence, kept the community on edge. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, and whispers of an unseen realm persisted, as if the very fabric of reality had been stretched thin. One day, as Clara and Richard strolled through the town square, they noticed a peculiar shop that had seemingly appeared overnight. The sign above the entrance read, Mystic Emporium. Intrigued, they cautiously entered the shop, where an enigmatic figure with piercing eyes welcomed them. The shopkeeper, an ancient-looking woman with knowledge etched into the lines of her face, sensed the residual energy that clung to Clara and Richard. With a knowing smile, she explained that the amulet's destruction had weakened the barriers between realms, allowing supernatural energies to seep into their world. The couple, once again thrust into the world of the mystical, discovered that their connection to the supernatural was far from over. The shopkeeper, recognizing the strength they had displayed in facing the darkness, revealed a new quest that awaited them, to become guardians of the town, protecting it from the subtle but persistent threats that lurked in the shadows. Embracing their newfound purpose, Clara and Richard became the guardians the town needed. Armed with knowledge passed down by the mysterious shopkeeper, they patrolled the streets, investigating supernatural disturbances and ensuring the safety of their community. As time passed, the once terrified town began to find comfort in Clara and Richard's presence. The couple's journey had transformed them into beacons of hope, symbols of resilience against the unknown. The Mystic Emporium became a gathering place for those seeking guidance, where Clara and Richard shared their experiences and offered solace to others who had faced the supernatural. And so, the tale of Clara and Richard continued, not as victims of the malevolent force, but as protectors of the town they loved. The shadows may have lingered, but the light of their enduring love and newfound purpose illuminated the path forward, turning a terrible story into one of redemption and strength. With each passing day, Clara and Richard honed their abilities as guardians, mastering the ancient arts that had been revealed to them by the shopkeeper. The town, once plagued by fear, began to thrive under their vigilant protection. The strange occurrences diminished, and a sense of peace settled over the community. However, as Clara and Richard delved deeper into their roles, they uncovered a new threat emerging from the remnants of the malevolent force. It seemed that fragments of the darkness still clung to certain individuals, influencing their actions and casting a subtle veil of malevolence over the town. The couple faced a dilemma as they grappled with the responsibility of confronting those tainted by the lingering shadows. It became apparent that they needed to not only protect the town from external threats, but also help those within who had unknowingly become vessels for the darkness they thought they had defeated. The Mystic Emporium, once a sanctuary for guidance, transformed into a center for healing and redemption. Clara and Richard worked tirelessly to guide those affected by the residual malevolence towards a path of purification and renewal. With compassion and understanding, they assisted their fellow townspeople in breaking free from the insidious influence that threatened to consume them. As the town gradually purged itself of the lingering darkness, Clara and Richard's reputation as benevolent guardians solidified. The once haunted community now looked to them not only for protection but also for inspiration and guidance. The couple's love, strengthened by their shared trials, became a beacon of hope that radiated throughout the town. One day, as Clara and Richard stood on a hill overlooking the rejuvenated town, a shimmering light enveloped them. The mysterious shopkeeper appeared before them, her eyes reflecting a deep satisfaction. She commended them for their resilience and sacrifice, explaining that their journey had been a crucial chapter in the ongoing battle against the forces of darkness. With a knowing smile, the shopkeeper bestowed upon Clara and Richard a token of gratitude, a small, radiant crystal that pulsed with ancient energy. The crystal, she explained, would serve as a symbol of their connection to the mystical realm and a source of strength for the continued protection of the town. Armed with the crystal and a newfound sense of purpose, Clara and Richard continued their duties as guardians. The town, once overshadowed by malevolence, thrived under their watchful eyes. The tale of Clara and Richard transformed from a terrible story of darkness into an epic saga of redemption, resilience, and the enduring power of love. And so, in the heart of the reinvigorated town, Clara and Richard stood side by side, their hands clasped, gazing at the future with hope. The shadows of the past had been vanquished, and the couple, once ordinary inhabitants, had become legendary protectors, ensuring that their town would forever bask in the light they had reclaimed from the depths of darkness.
Like, subscribe, and click on notifications that will allow you to stay up to date with the news and not miss videos from the channel, where there will be many more horror stories.